Tobago. So guys, I know that I gave you the instructions before I left you. So you're ready and you're in for what we have to offer. So before I went to the break, I would have mentioned a very special gentleman who sits in my midst today on Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. I was very privileged to be a part of his tenure for a short while, but in that short space of time, he served as so much more than an educator. He was a mentor to many. He was an example to many, and he never backed down in having those conversations with the young men and the young women. And that is one of the things that I admired from inception. And so it gives me great pleasure. It gives me great honor to welcome our guest. His signature shirts and matching ties have earned him the admiration of both teachers and students. Also, one of the greatest parts of this story is that this young gentleman sitting right here is one of the first past students to assume principalship of the Signal Hill Secondary School. Kings and queens, please welcome to the brunch set, Mr. Xavier King. Good morning.
Good morning to you and good morning to the entire Tobago and Trinidad and by extension the world.
Yes, because
Yeah,
it's a space that is it's so
that is-
vast right now. Everybody's looking.
Yeah,
So it's not just us.
yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here
Yeah.
this morning. Yeah.
You
I'm
did
delighted.
so much though.
Yeah.
Where do you find the time? Because it's like you do so much, in education, in mentorship,
Yeah.
and that is so important, especially for our young men who seem to have some challenges,
Yeah.
socially.
Yeah. One of the reasons though I try to keep fit and eat well and so on. So I have the energy to deal with them because, they're very energized. And then if you want to give your best and you want to give back to them, then you need to be, ready and willing to share and to be something like them so that you'll be able to communicate with them successfully.
And be able to there's a level that you have to be able to reach them
Yeah.
on any level. So it's not that you're up here and they're down here and then you're talking at them as opposed to talking to them.
To them. Yeah. Because one of the things is that when you're adult and so on, you tend to want to shall I say, be like the big stick over them, but you have to be with them, as you said, with them, so that you'll be able to understand them fully. And so therefore you'll be able to design your time and your program to suit them so that they will be sort of, elevated. You must be in a situation where they are comfortable to come to you and speak with you, because sometimes at home you don't get that kind of closeness.
Comfort.
So as an educator, you do all kind of things. You're a doctor, you're a nurse, you're a mentor, you're a psychologist.
Oh my gosh.
Sociologist. So you have to perform that role.
It's a full day. And this is one of the reasons why I love doing this show, because we get to really delve into the men and women who sit before us. And with educators, you guys play such a phenomenal role, not just academically, not just in that developmental stage, but in terms of social behavior, ethics, moral values, and all of these pivotal things that we need in our society. And taking care of the human resource is a wonderful thing.
Yes, because while we are not perfect as human beings, you have to get them at a place where they are comfortable to study and to learn. And therefore, you have to take care of all these needs, the psychological, the physiological needs of these students. Because barring that, they will not learn. You can't come to school and you're hungry and the teacher is in front of the class and and you misbehave and we blame them for misbehaving. But in fact, what happens is that if you are hungry, you're restless and you would not want to take in what the teacher is offering. So you
Definitely.
become
Yeah.
disruptive. So you have to play that kind of role, make them comfortable first, find out what their needs are. And I listened to the program and you mentioned, if nobody didn't tell you, but they love you this morning, I'm telling you that. So that is the kind of reaching out you have to reach out to them to make them comfortable.
Definitely.
And therefore they will be able to learn.
So it's holistic.
Holistic all the way.
It's holistic.
And as a teacher, you have to prepare yourself for that. Some people come into the profession and they did not expect those kind of qualities you have to have in order to help the students.
Yeah.
Come in, you're all bright and academic and you have content knowledge and so on, but you need more than that in order for a student to relax and study.
Yeah.
You need more than that.
But where did it start for you? If we could go back just a bit, did you always want to be an educator? Let's start there.
Not really, If you want to go back, Rebecca, go back from infancy. But not really. I graduated in 87 and I was waiting. Actually, I applied to do a statistics job in Trinidad. And I also applied to do teaching. And incidentally, they called me on the 11th of November, 1987 to teach. And as soon as I was called into the profession, a letter came from Trinidad stating that they will employ me as a statistician, one, in the division in Trinidad. So I contemplated taking up, I started to teach. So I contemplated whether I should leave and go. And I decided, let me stay here, because one thing I recognized too, there were a limited amount of males in the teaching profession. So I said, let me stick around and see what this is like. If not, I always have the option to go to Trinidad, And so I sat here and I, said, think about many things. It means relocation. It means a new real life in Trinidad, because the life in Trinidad and life in Tobago is different.
Yes.
And I had just returned from Jamaica and I know what the life was all about. So I decided I'll stay in Tobago and help those young kids and so on. And that is how it was. But I really did not, my emphasis was not on really teaching as such. But I know my former principal had said that you'll make a good teacher. That is Lionel P. Mitchell. He had the school tie at Bacalet. So I really didn't take him on really, because I say I'm going to teach it. But when you're at that age, you're looking at lucrative professions and so on.
That is going to bring you some
and so
funding.
So yes, that kind of thing. Then you really don't look at it, but I glad I went into it. I had the opportunity to change and impact a lot of lives in Trinidad and Tobago, and also a lot of past students. Some of them I don't even remember, but they remember me, because at the time I was more or less mature, but they were still growing, so they look different.
Yes.
So I'm really thrilled that I have been able to impact a lot of young lives and so on. And guide them, give them encouragement and so on, and you set your life in a particular kind of way so that they will want to look at you as a role model. Although you're not perfect as a being, but at least
but
you're
helping and you're setting out to change lives.
That kind of thing, So that's basically it. Yeah.
What about, because you currently hold a Bachelor of Science, double major, mathematics, economics, and an associate degree in computer science.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the modes of study that I just mentioned. And it's like it takes so much brain power to study this material. What was that like for you?
Okay, but initially, if I give you a background, background history. I went to the Catholic houses school,
Right.
primary school. You know, they were very, if it's one thing you learn there is about discipline and about praying.
Yes.
Because, you know, they were controlled by the Catholics and the nuns and so on, you know. And one thing I learned, the high level of discipline and so on. But, you know, at that stage, I really didn't settle down to do any kind of serious work. And I feel as well, this is my opinion that, you know, going to school, I went to school at 4. I think I wasn't ready really. I should have been there like about 7. But anyway, I was not really serious in terms of the material at primary.
Yes.
Because for me, playing was my thing, playing a lot. You know, so I went through that process there where I failed the first common entrance. Yeah. And I failed the second common entrance. I had 2 chances. And then I went on to do the exam because at that time you had exams to go to convent.
Right.
And I also failed that. So I decided, time to get serious.
Yeah.
And I really buckled along and get serious. And then I went to Tide. Tide was a private school there where you had to pay. So, you know, I decided at that point, and I remember my father telling me that is either you get a watch or you get a scale electric set, because I was always at him to buy me a scale electric set. Buy me a scale electric set.
Yes.
And at that point I said, okay. He asked me, is either one or the other? So I said, look, now, I want a watch. Because I wanted to get serious at that age, you know, I find, you know, it was time at that age. So I decided, you know, I want to watch, I want to time myself because I'm getting serious with this kind of thing now. So I went to Thai and I did successful. I was successful at the London exams, and I went to Signal Hill Secondary School,
Right.
where I did my A-levels, right? And at Thai, I met this guy, Mr. Toby. I'll always remember him because he taught math so simple. Because that time I was not here or there. I did not challenge myself yet to determine or to see whether or not I will be able to do these subjects. And he taught math so simple. And I say, you know what? I don't need a maths teacher again. I'll do it on my own, you know. So I bought all the books. You know, in those days, you had 3 maths books. You all got it easy. You had one algebra only. You had geometry only. And you had arithmetic only. So I bought those and others, and I started doing my work in mathematics and so on. So I studied it, which I found was a joy, and so on. And, you know, to me, it was very easy. And I went to Signal Hill Secondary School, and one of the few students who did mathematics, A-levels, further mathematics, and economics. Right? So I found it very, easy because I put my mind to it. It's not a matter about easy because I say you're bright or whatever it is. You know, once you put your mind to something and you dedicate and you have a passion for something, then I decided, look, mathematics, economics, whatever I'm doing, I'm putting my mind to it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that difficult as you seem to say.
Right.
And then after I graduated, some years follow, I went to do my computer because I recognized that the computer was now coming out into the world in a very serious way. Excuse me. So I did a degree associate in computer.
All right.
Science,
and we're going to talk some more about that when we return. We're going to take a break, guys, and we're going to be right back with more Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. See you guys soon. Yes, I'm feeling in the Latin
Latin,
mood.
yeah, salsa.
Come and do
Yeah.
some. I told you guys, I told you so many things this gentleman has done. But tell me about Latin dance. Bronze level one
Yeah.
in Latin and ballroom dancing. When did you start with Latin dancing?
Well, when I graduated in school, that's when I graduated at sixth form in school. They normally have the ball for the students and so on, right? So I participated in that, and I found at that stage that I really love dancing, ballroom and Latin dancing and so on. So I sort of pursued it after I finished studying. I
Right.
went to Mona, Jamaica. I pursued it and I came back. And I, continued when I started teaching. I continued to teach volume and Latin with limited skills, of course, but, it developed after. But what I knew, I
You
taught that
passed it
to the
on.
students and so on, right? And it developed after a while. And then I started doing exams, the international exams.
Right. Yeah.
That is, we have a tutor coming from England to test us, right? So I started first with bronze one,
Right.
and I just completed bronze two. I got honors in bronze one.
Right.
I just completed bronze two in ballroom and Latin dancing. So I intend to go right up to gold level.
Yeah, you
And
should.
it's very nice. It's relaxing. It's part of me. I think.
I think
I
so
love
because
the
it's
dancing.
natural, and I'm
Yeah,
looking at
yeah,
your hand placement is
yeah,
good. The way that you're holding your partner.
yeah.
It's
It's critical.
yeah, yeah.
When they examine you, you have different holes for different dances, for different, So it's really nice. It's critical. It presents a nice challenge for me,
Right.
which I don't intend to backdog.
Yeah. No,
Keep it
you
very
shouldn't.
interesting.
It's
Yeah,
very interesting.
yeah,
Um, and it's you're involved in so many spheres because we started out with education and we're into dance now, and of course sports.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
tennis.
tennis. Yeah. Well, when I came back from studying here, I actually pick up tennis then, because I studied in Jamaica, and I recognized too that the Jamaicans, they love sports, as you can see from the performance. So when I came back here, I decided that I'll continue my lawn tennis, and I took part in these competitions and so on, and of course in this men's senior Royal Banks men's senior, I won it a couple of times. The competition, and that's national Trinidad and Tobago, because you
Right.
had players coming up from Trinidad and so on. So I was delighted to win these couple of trophies and so on, because I told myself at the end of the day, when I started playing, my objective was to win some trophies, right? And I did that. So I'm very happy that I set that particular goal and achieve it.
Yes.
I would say win one, but I won more than one trophy.
Yes.
So
And
that's good.
congratulations
Thank
because
you,
you're
thank you.
showing,
Yeah.
we need to celebrate our sons and daughters who are just doing wonderful things for humanity. That is one of the
Yeah.
reasons that I love, and I want to say thank you to my producer, Mr. Anton Parks. Good morning to you, for really delving in and looking and choosing men and women such as yourself to just come and sit, just come and, let the viewers get a chance to
Yeah.
know you. And you find out so many things. You find out so many
Yeah.
about so many contributions
Yeah.
that you would
Yeah.
have made.
Yeah. And you see, the thing is that, when you set out to do these things to fulfill, to me, that's happiness. Once I have that within me, to do things not necessarily for money, but, when you reflect on your life, you recognize that, you have something positive to think about. You are involved in this, you play tennis, this kind of thing, when you're in your down moments, you think about these things, and
Right.
you sort of get in the mode to get back to where you're supposed to be,
Yes.
And it's great to do these things. It's also great for the students as well to see that, look, long ago you look at a teacher, very
Yeah,
stiff and
stern.
stern and so on, and you don't recognize a teacher doing these things, doing that. The amount of things I do and I enjoy, you know. So
But
it's
that
beautiful.
just speaks to, but that's a character, that's a characteristic. That's your personal way of navigating through life because you want to help. You want to be that beacon of positivity.
Yeah.
And it shows because we mentioned at the beginning of the interview that you go to the level that the student is at.
Yeah.
You're able to reach them at any level. So there's a comfort there in
Yeah.
knowing that, hey, I can do this. I can be
Yes,
myself
yes,
and
yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. You see, when you by yourself and you sit down and in your moments, these are the things that come to your mind that relaxes you, that you have impacted a life, you know. Like, for example, some of the students you pass and you tell them good morning, and they're just waiting for the good morning. How are you
Yes.
today? You know? And you sit down and you relax and you say, these are the things that make you a human being, you know, that kind of thing. And these are the way you gain respect from these students and so on. So they don't ever pass me on the streets, you know,
Yes.
and so on, you know. Say, sir, how you going? You know, I'm not in school for a little while now. And say, sir, I said, okay, how you doing? You
Yeah.
know, so you know that you made an indelible impact on their lives, you know, and that's great because we need to have the human side of people. You know, these days
Indeed.
all kind of things happening, and you need to see that side, that good morning, that how you're doing, you know. But sometimes you just need that, and you just need that for the day, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So I am happy that I have been able to have that kind of impact on this life of students.
Yeah. And one of the things that speaks to you so very candidly, your ability to motivate. I can speak on that factually, as a matter of fact. You may not remember, but I remember, just one instance where, because remember on the break, you were asking me about singing, if I'm
Yeah, yeah,
singing, if I'm
yeah.
still doing arts and culture. And I remember you distinctively, Mr. King. I would never forget entering into a cultural space that was not very friendly. I wasn't I did not have that opportunity to be met with, a friendly and welcoming space culturally. And I remember you giving me, just a few words. We didn't talk for a very long time. It wasn't a sermon or anything, but you basically told me that, it's okay. Just push on through. This is what you love to do. Push on through. Do your always endeavor to do your best.
Yeah.
And these are the things that you don't forget. These are the things that may be very minute in what your experiences are, but you just don't forget
Yeah.
things like these. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, these are the little things that make things work, you know, because one of the things, when I started to teach as well, I just try to pass on, what you learn from others. And the thing is, you must try to have a passion for things. I think many Tobanians, you don't have a passion for things, so it just started and it stopped.
Yeah.
So you must learn to have a passion, a likeness for something, and in your down moments, and these are the things that pull you out. Passion. So that sometimes, I so like maths again and something else. I'll just go and let me just work out a little problem.
Yeah.
you know?
Just take you
Yeah,
to that
yeah,
place, as we
yeah.
say, our happy place.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, so I tend to encourage the students as well, motivate them, because one of the things, regardless of the circumstances, if you're not motivated, you will not be willing to do things, and I normally tell them nothing good come easily. So you motivate them to achieve. It's not easy, but you're going to make it.
Yeah.
That kind of motivation. Because even the other day, a student was reminding me, And that's so much, you say so many things that you
Mm-hmm.
don't remember.
Yes,
Yeah.
because there's so
How
many
I
of
mo
us
yes, yeah,
that you would
yeah.
have been in contact
I
with.
better go in politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were motivated. Yeah, she was mentioning to me about how, I motivated her so much, you know, and to study and pass the subjects and so on, which was excellent.
Yeah.
So I said I feel good. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't get the big salary as others, but
The voice
there's
of
a
the voice
inward
of the
peace.
of yes, the
Yeah,
voice of the students that you touched. Because
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's not about the trophies and the rewards. These are wonderful. These are
yeah,
very
they
good,
are good.
tokens to have of appreciation. But the voices of the persons that you helped, the pupils that you would have made a
Yeah,
positive impact on their lives. And we just want to thank you for being with us. We just want to thank you for giving us your time and continue being that voice of perseverance and encouragement to our young people. So thank you so much.
thank you very much, and I was delighted to be here, especially when you're interviewed by your past students. You said,
Yes, yes. And there
that
you
means
go, past students. And then you come in and you see your past students. And that's a
that
moment
made me feel
there.
proud.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
moment
proud
there as
moment, proud
well.
moment. Thank you very
You're
much.
most
Thank
welcome.
you.
So we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with more Brunch, a taste of Tobago. But before that, let me just mention the trivia question, guys. Where in Tobago is Governor Bridge located? So you guys get to typing. I'm very anxious to see what you come up with. We're going to be right back with more Brunch, a taste of Tobago. See you guys soon.